It's no news to anyone that Nintendo is doing their darndest to try and kill every single tournament catered around their IPs, especially tournaments centered around the Super Smash Bros. Franchise. But honestly, I'm not so sure that's a bad thing. Smash Ultimate is the 4th Smash game that I've owned. I remember going to my friend's house after school all the time, blasting music and playing Smash until it got dark out. I remember spending entire summers playing Melee. I remember listening to audiobooks while I just sat down and grinded Smash for hours. I had hundreds of hours playing Smash games before even touching Smash Ultimate. When the latest Smash game came out, I expected to absolutely mop the floor with these guys. But that wasn't what happened. When I started playing Smash Ultimate online, I lost practically every single match for the first few months. At the time, I thought that I might have legitimately had a learning disability. Now, I don't mean to be melodramatic, but when you've practiced something for hundreds of hours and still lose more games than you win, it doesn't just make you feel bad about the result, it makes you feel bad about yourself. While I enjoyed every second that I played Smash before Ultimate came out, I had worked really hard at getting good. And when I saw that all that practice had amounted to next to nothing, I genuinely felt like there was something wrong with me personally. Now, fast forward. After rigorous scientific testing, I'm happy to say that my brain isn't any more mushy than anyone else's. After careful analysis, it turns out that I was losing games for all kinds of different reasons. I was trying out characters I wasn't as familiar with, there were fundamentals that I just hadn't picked up naturally in my own practice, I was still getting used to the spammy moves that are hard to learn your way out of at first. But I think the biggest thing that I failed to realize though, was just how disgustingly outmatched I was in terms of pure hours spent in-game. It isn't uncommon to find people who have played this game for thousands of hours in Ultimate alone, and that number is just getting bigger every single day. That's not even including hours spent in earlier iterations of the game or time spent grinding away at tournaments. As much as you'd like to catch up with them, there are only so many hours in the day, and some people genuinely treat Smash like their full-time job. But is that bad? Has Smash gotten too competitive? Well, I'm here to say, yeah, it has. Now, before anyone calls me a stupid loser baby who's just complaining about how often I lose, I want to emphasize that this has nothing to do with me. While there are definitely times when I wish that climbing the proverbial skill ladder was easier, I still enjoy the process of getting better at the game. But not everyone is like me though. Not everybody has that same super competitive drive when it comes to video games. Some people, heaven forbid, would like to pick up a video game and just have a good time without having to put their blood, sweat, and tears into every match. It's okay if you personally like to compete at a high level, but I think the community as a whole has taken things a little too far, to where now, it's just not fun for the average person. So let's start with the first excuse these GSP warriors like to use. It's a competitive fighting game. Winning against the other player is literally the entire point of the game. While I could go back and forth about whether this is a fighting game or a party game, the main point that I want to get across is that it's a game, not an entrance exam. The point of playing is to have fun, whether you win or lose. But if it's so competitive that you lose practically every single time, you're basically telling your brain that you're doing something pointless and should move on to something else. Again, this is a game. Asking someone to grind in order for them to feel fulfillment is both illogical and also kinda douchey. Another thing I want to bring up real quick is that there isn't any one way to play casually. When you hear of casual play, your attention might immediately go to items, final smashes, stage hazards, etc. Believe it or not, there are casual players out there who like Smash with items turned off and Smash meter on, but they might never get the chance to play against anyone because 99% of the players online are looking specifically for the competitive rule set. Now, maybe you don't have as much fun with Smash meter turned on. That's totally fine, I'm with you. But how about stage hazards? What about team battle? You know what my favorite way to play is? Free-for-all. But nowadays, finding enough people to get a full-on free-for-all is so difficult that you could spend a whole hour looking and still not find them. Granted, part of the reason it's like that is because the game is 6 years old. So let's just see how long it takes to find someone who wants a 1v1 with 7 minutes, 3 stocks, no items on Battlefield. Well, that didn't take very long now, did it? This brings me to my next gripe. Elite Smash. I've already gone into detail about why I hate GSP in another video, but Elite Smash has probably done the most damage when it comes to ruining people's fun. Elite Smash is seen as the golden standard, where if you're not in it, you're a sucky loser with no skill. This causes people to have a mindset that they need to be in that upper echelon, that they need to get into Elite Smash under any means necessary. You know what that leads to? Using items with Rosalina, 3-minute stamina battles with Joker, Kamikaze Side B with Bowser. Basically any way you can possibly think of to gimmick your way into Elite Smash. And in the meantime, nobody around you is having any fun. Let's say that you're not using a cheap rule set though. Let's say you're trying to get into Elite Smash with raw skill. Well, guess what? You're not playing to have fun anymore because there's only one way to get into Elite Smash. Win as many games as you possibly can. Now, let me just bring up Splatoon really quick. They came up with a nifty little mechanic when creating Turf War. It's a really fun game that uses a function similar to GSP, but it's hidden in the background. There's less of an urge to win, seeing as how you're not only depending on 3 other teammates to win, but also because you don't see any shift in numbers regardless of whether you win or lose. Yeah, you level up quicker if you win. Big whoop. Nobody cares about that. The only thing that matters is doing your best and hoping for a good result. Just gonna throw this out there, I've never seen anyone toss their controller because of Turf War. When it comes to Smash though, people need that gratification of being the best. Even when they leave Quick Play and head to the battle arenas where there is no GSP, they take that mindset with them. Yeah, that's kind of a generalization, but it would be ignorant to claim that it doesn't happen. And while I'm on the subject of Splatoon, can you name one professional Splatoon player? Can you name one professional Smash player? Oh, we're getting into it now. In one of my other videos, I asked people what their goals as a Smash player are. And I cannot tell you how many people said, to be the best Incineroar in my region, or to be the best Min player in the world. Let me just ask you one quick question though. Why? What do you think will happen once you reach that level? Why do you think becoming the best will make you happy? I'll tell you why. Because most of these people see top level play and they want to emulate that. Now, I want to say, cool, there's nothing wrong with that. But I can't. By creating a top standard for lower level players to aspire to, professional Smash players have made this game less fun for those just trying to have a good time on a Friday night. It's created a culture where the goal isn't just to win a game here and there, it's to win right now. It's to become one of the best, if not the best, in the entire world. You can't lose here, oh no! If you're losing on Quick Play or Elite Smash, how will you ever hope to compete against MKLeo, ESAM, or Tweak? That just means you need to practice harder. It means you have to train more. You have to keep going until you're winning every single match. This, as you can tell, is a cancerous mindset. And what do you think happens when a large portion of the community adapts that mindset? You know what kind of comment I see more than anything else? I get people who say, I've been playing this game for hundreds of hours, but I still can't seem to win any games. These aren't talentless hacks. These aren't people with mental deficiencies. They are normal people who picked up the game, bought Nintendo's stupid online service, and went online to have some good matches. But they can't. Even after hundreds of hours, they're still falling short. Do you see how absolutely insane that is? Would you have bought this game if you learned that it would take you several hundred hours before you could even hope to compete against those around you? Even with the matchmaking GSP mechanic, you could still wind up playing against super competitive gamer ragers at 1 million GSP. Personally, I have an incentive to get better at the game, seeing as how I'm a YouTuber who predominantly focuses around Smash content. I just come to accept that this is the game and there's only one way to get better. But if I was a normal, everyday person, I might have dropped this game 2 years ago shortly after Sora came out. What's the point of playing when I know that I'm going to get bodied and teabagged by somebody whose entire self-worth comes from winning online? Why would I even try to get better when I'd have to play for hours every single day just to get to a mediocre level? What's the point of setting up an anything goes battle arena when I already know that nobody will join? You might already have hundreds or thousands of hours playing this game, and if you do, I'm guessing you've already been there before. You've seen how disheartening the competition can be. Now imagine what it's like for newcomers. Imagine what it's like for someone who buys this game who just wants to play free-for-alls without items, but can't find anyone to play against. Most people would genuinely be better off playing against CPUs until they got tired of the game in general. It's not worth the headache that comes from the overcompetitive market of online players. You may have heard of toxic gameplay, but in my mind, the most toxic way you can play is by making this game less enjoyable for the person you're playing against. So stop trying to be the best and just let this game be fun again. So, what do you think? Is Smash too competitive? Has the competition ruined casual play? Leave a comment to let me know, and I'll see you guys next time.